Hello and welcome to another Radical Red challenge run. This is a mono water run on version 4.1 normal mode with minimal grinding. We are only going to be using one legendary in our team, and also any mon which we use in the Elite Four we can't use in any further runs Elite Four challenges. After we pick up our starter and beat the rival, we head up to Faulkner. We're able to deal with the Ruffler and the Flittle thanks to Mudkip and Marill, but then the Wattrel comes out and is at start able to do big damage with Flash. Unfortunately, Marill goes down, but we send out Tentacle, who's able to get off some damage with Acid, but unfortunately once again go down to the Wattrel's Flash. This is a case of just chipping down the Wattrel with all our mons and basically stalling out his Roost. After we make it through this stall fest, we make our way over to Brock. Brock is a lot simpler because we can hit a lot of his mons for super effective damage. Marill's able to deal with the lead Geodude, forcing out the Varoom. We switch in Tentacle on a Toxic and break the Herbloon, taking some damage from Bulldoze in the process. We're able to get good damage off on the Varoom, allowing Lombre to come in to finish it off with 2 bubbles, which forces in the Archon. Lombre once again gets some damage off on the Archon, allowing Marill to come in and finish it off. This just leaves the Onyx, which we're able to chip down and finish off Brock. We then make our way through Mount Moon, past the Nugget Bridge, and face Bugsy. Masquerade's able to do a lot of damage to the lead low kicks, but then we switch out on the Scyther to preserve our Intimidate. Azumarill's able to come in and take out the Scyther, but then we switch back into Masquerade on the Scissor, let it go down, but get an Intimidate off. Marshstomp's able to come in on the Scissor, get some Bulldozers off, and chip down its HP. Unfortunately, the Ledian then comes in, which we are once again able to chip down, but unfortunately go down. Pelipper's then able to come in and finish off the fight with some Cutters on the Scizor and the low kicks. After claiming U-turn from Bugsy, we return to Cerulean City and face Misty. A combination of Masquerade and Azumarill is able to take out Frogadier. We're able to do good damage to the Starmie with Azumarill, allowing Pelipper to switch in and take a Psyshock, and eventually switch out with U-turn, allowing Lombre to come in, Ludicolo to come in for free. Ludicolo is able to do decent damage to the Starmie, and we're able to stall out the recovers. Unfortunately, we do eventually go down, as our only grass move is Absorb, which doesn't do enough damage. Azumarill's able to come in and finish off the Starmie. Is able to almost one-shot the Floatzel, but finish it off with Aqua Jet. Do a lot of damage to the Clodsire, allowing Marshtomp to come in and finish it off. After beating Misty, we head down south to Vermilion City, beat the SS Anne and Brendan, and then face Surge. Tentacruel is able to set up a couple of layers of Toxic Spikes, which will put every one of Surge's mons on a timer apart from the Vikavolt. We're able to chip down his Bellibolt by cycling through our Masquerade and our Water Ground types in order to avoid taking too much damage. We do the same with Pawmot, with Masquerade's Intimidate doing a lot of work here to lower his attack. Once again, we are cycling through. This forces out the Vikavolt, Thankfully it's already been burned by a Scald, and Azumarill is able to finish it off. This just leaves the Monotype, a very low health Pawmot, and a very low health Pinchurchin. Thankfully, Lantern, with Volt Absorb, is able to finish off the remaining Mons with a little bit of help from Azumarill. We take out the Pinchurchin, and then we finish off the remaining Pawmot. After beating Surge, we head up to Celadon to face Erica. Gyarados is able to deal with the lead Rillaboom, unfortunately taking roughly half its health in the process. This forces in the Electrode, which we switch into Lantern, and then Pelipper to set up the Rain, allowing Seismitoad with Swift Swim to outspeed and finish it off. We then switch out on the Triage Meganium into Tentacruel. We're able to hit it with Acid Spray to do massive damage and also lower its special defense. This forces in the Venusaur, who unfortunately takes out our Tentacruel. However, we are able to lower its special defense, which means Masquerade's able to come in and live a Sludge Bomb and finish it off. Meowscarada then comes in. We lower its attack with Intimidate from Gyarados. We paralyze it with Lantern, again lower its speed with Icy Wind, allowing Masquerade to come in and finish it off. After beating Erica, we make our way over to the Rocket Hideout. Once again facing the double battle with the Hypno and the Aerodactyl. Unfortunately both our Mons fall asleep first turn, and we go down to a combination of Aerodactyl and Hypno. Thankfully Seismitoad was able to wake up and finish it off the Hypno and do massive damage to the Aerodactyl. We're then able to finish off the Aerodactyl with Kingdra, do big damage with Masquerain, and then just finish off the remaining Obstagoon. We then have our final two battles of the Rocket Hideout before Giovanni. The first, once again, we just focus down the Weezing to get rid of the neutralizing gas and allow our Rain to get set up, while also meaning the Slacking has Truant. The Slacking's no longer an issue, so we're able to focus down the right side while getting some chip damage off on the Slacking in the meantime. After dealing with that double battle, we have another double battle, this time against the Shiftry and Talonflame team. Because of Rain, the Talonflame is less of an issue. However, Toxicroak has dry skin, so we are unable to hit it with water moves in this battle. Thankfully we have flying moves, so we're able to hit it for super effective damage, and we're able to take it out without too much trouble. The Talonflame goes down, the Toxicroak goes down, leaving just the remaining Electros, which in a 2v1 is not a big issue. After making our way through the Rocket Hideout, our reward is a battle with Giovanni. Swampert is able to do big damage to the lead Nidoking, forcing in Orthworm. We switch out into Politoed against the Veluza, then switch in Masquerain to finish it off and live a hit. We do switch out on the Kangaskhan into our Jellicent to preserve the Intimidate, and then let it go down after we've lowered its attack. Politoed once again comes in, gets a fortunate burn with Scald, allowing Kingdra to come in to trade itself for the Kangaskhan after an unfortunate paralysis. Swampert's then had to come back in on the Orthworm. We break the sub, and we're able to chip down the Honchkrow thanks to Politoed, Swampert doing some damage. This allows Greninja to clean up the rest of the fight, taking out the Honchkrow, the Nidoking, the Infernape, and finally finishing off the remaining Orthworm. After collecting the Silph Scope from Giovanni, we head over to Lavender Tower and the Pokemon Tower, calm the Marowak, save Mr. Fuji, collect the Pokeflute and make our way over to Silph, where we fight our rival. Masquerain is able to deal with the Azumarill, but then we switch out on the Kingambit to the Feraligatr on Sucker Punch. Feraligatr is almost able to take out Kingambit. I didn't want to risk going for a non-priority attack because Sucker Punch would take me out. Greninja finishes off the Kingambit. Politoed then comes in on the Venusaur, sets up the Rain, dodges a Sleep Powder, it doesn't matter. Our Masquerain goes down. We're able to switch in Kingdra. We land an Ice Beam. We get a lucky Wake and hit a crit Dragon Pulse, unfortunately then going down, allowing Greninja to finish off the Venusaur, take out the Staraptor with Water Star, and get 5 hits on the Darmanitan and finish the fight. After defeating our rival, we then have a double battle against the Rocket Admins. We're able to step the Rain with Politoed and switching Greninja for free on Gothitel's Psychic. 2 Dark Pulses enough to take out the Gothitelle, and we leave Sceptile to thankfully land a Focus Blast on Incineroar. We're able to get good damage off on the Goldengo with Dark Pulse, unfortunately take and Make It Rain, and go down. Swamput's then able to switch in. We're able to take out both the Goldengo and the Primarina while staying at full health. Against the Houndoom and Mawile, we can do big damage with Hyper Voice and then finishing it off with Earthquake. After beating the admins, we make our way to Giovanni. We do big damage to their Powdon with Scald, and we're able to get rid of the Sandstream thanks to Politoed's Drizzle. We send in Kingdra. We're able to do big damage to the Garchomp with Ice Beam and take it out. Against the Garganacl, Salt Cure is doing massive damage, but thankfully we're able to take it out, flip turn out and preserve our Kingdra. Masquerain is able to get an Intimidate off. We switch back in Politoed to set back up the Rain. We are just whittling down the Kangaskhan thanks to the poison from the Toxic Spikes and some Scalds from a couple of our Mons. We take down the Kangaskhan, take down the Excadrill, Ice Beam the Torterra to finish the fight. After clearing Silph and obtaining the Mega Ring, we then head to the Dumbass Kid's house in Saffron to obtain the Swampert for beating him. We force out the Frostmoth and Gyarados is able to do big damage, and a combination of Gyarados and the poison from the Poison Spikes is able to take it out. The Poison Spikes are important in this match as it means his Mons are constantly getting whittled down. Our Masquerains are set up a bit, almost take out the Scizor, allowing Kingdra to come in on the Pelipper, hit a couple of Dragon Pulse and take it out. We do the same to the Seaking, hit a couple of Dragon Pulses, unfortunately not taking it out this time, but the Toxic finishes the job. Swampert then comes back out, allowing Ludicolo to Giga Drain and finish off the remaining Scizor. After beating the Dumbass Kid, all you need to do to obtain the Swampert is have Swampert follow you, and then he will hand it over. We then head over to Chuck, lead Politoed to serve the Rain, send out Masquerain to intimidate the Hitmontop, and take it out. Unfortunately we don't quite take out the Gallade, but Politoed's able to switch him for free, do a little bit of chip to Quaquaval, allowing Gyarados to intimidate it, and do enough damage to finish it off, ensuring that it doesn't get set up. Lucario then comes in, doesn't take us out, and we take it out instead. We avoid the attack from Sneasler, once again able to take it out, but Gallade's able to come in and finish us off. Politoed's then able to live a hit and take out the Gallade, allowing Mega Swampert to come in, unfortunately fall asleep to the Breloom, but Tentacruel completely walls the Breloom, so we're able to finish the fight. After Chuck, we head over to Sabrina. Mega Swampert in the rain, combined with Politoed, takes out the Hatterene, forcing in the Gardevoir. Once again, a combination of Mega Swampert taking out the Gardevoir and doing some chip damage to the Indeedee with Greninja. Forces in the Ursaluna. We take out the Indeedee because Ursaluna always protects first turn. We're then able to take out the Ursaluna, leaving just the Porygon and the Brute Bonnet. We're able to take out the Brute Bonnet thanks to Greninja's Ice Beam, and then once it's a 2v1, we're able to slowly whittle down the Politoed and finish the fight without too much trouble. After obtaining our 5th badge, we then have rematches against the first 4 gym leaders. Up first is Brock. Once again we lead Tentacruel, set up the Toxic Spikes, unfortunately go down to the Great Tusk. Politoed is able to set up the Rain, and get rid of the Sandstorm, allowing Swampert to Mega Evolve, outspeed everything, take out the Omastar, take out the Ursaluna Blood Moon. Unfortunately we switch out on the Tyranitar to reset up the Rain because of its Sandstream. Switch back into Gyarados to Intimidate, and finish it off with the Mega Swampert. Mega Swampert's then able to just finish off the rest of the Mons and clean up the fight. After defeating Brock, we return to Cerulean City and face Misty. We lead with Tentacruel to set up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes, which will put all of her Mons on timers, apart from the pre-Megad Gyarados, the Ferrothorn, and the Archulodon. Thankfully we're able to whittle down the Ferrothorn and get a lucky burn with Kingdra. Our Tentacruel does get paralysed, but we're able to finish off the Ferrothorn, forcing the Palafin. We have a free switch to Jellicent here, as the Palafin cannot touch us. We then switch in our Gyarados on the Mega Gyarados, do decent damage with Aqua Tail, and force it out. We then are able to get a bit of chip off on Archulodon, switch into Swampert for free, and take it out with an Earthquake. We're able to do big damage to the Gorbis, and able to 2-shot it and take it out. We unfortunately cannot take out the Kingdra as it outspeeds, so we switch into Jellicent, take a Dragon Pulse, once again stay in on the Palafin as it can't touch us, set off some Ominous Winds, hoping for a boost. We force in the Gyarados, which we're able to finish off. For defeating Misty, we obtained our very own Palafin and a Mega Stone for Gyarados. But first we have to face off against Surge. Once again we lead with Tentacruel, set up a couple of layers of Toxic Spikes, send out our Mega Swampert in the rain to finish off the Iron Hands. We switch out into our Palafin on the Rotom. Unfortunately we get burned, but we switch into Seismitoad on the electric move, and we're able to finish off the Rotom. Seismitoad's able to get some chip off on the Belliboat, unfortunately going down. We reset up the water with our Politoed, and send out Swampert to click Earthquake on the Bellibolt Earthquake on the Iron Treads. We click Earthquake on the Pawmot, finishing it off, leaving just the Monotype left. We once again switch into Politoed to reset the Intimidates and reset up the Rain, send out Swampert, and finish it off with another Earthquake. After Surge, we have our toughest rematch against Erica. We were able to do a lot of chip damage onto Ogerpon and break it sturdy. Pelipper's able to set up the Rain, and we're able to send out Tentacruel for free. We avoid the attack from the Sinistra, and we start lowering its special defense with Acid Spray. We're able to outdamage the Sinistra and almost take it out, but unfortunately our health gets really low, and Venusaur is able to finish it off after we fire off one more Acid Spray. Masquerain is then able to come in and click Quiver Dance, live a Giga Drain, hit a Hurricane and take out the Venusaur. We finish off the Ogerpon. Unfortunately, we don't manage to take out the Meowscarada, but Gyarados can finish it off. Then comes the Hawlucha. We're able to do big damage with Ice Fang, Intimidate once again with Masquerain, and Gyarados. Unfortunately, Gyarados goes down, but Greninja can finish it off with Shadow Sneak, allowing Lapras to come in and take out the remaining Lilligant. After completing all 4 rematches, we head down to Future City and face Brendan. We're only able to get 1 layer of Toxic Spikes up as Metagross explodes, but the chip damage should be enough, and thanks to Politoed setting up the Rain, we now have Swift Swim with Mega Swampert. We're able to do big damage to the Gardevoir, switch out on the Crawdaunt, forcing in the Sceptile. We once again set up the Rain on the Sceptile, which means Swampert is able to outspeed the Mega Sceptile and take it out. We're then able to take out the Medicham. The Rain stops unfortunately, so we have to switch into Jellicent on the Crawdaunt, which is locked into a water move because of the Choice Band. Do big damage to the Exploud, and then it's just a case of chipping it down with our remaining Mons. After defeating Brendan, we then make our way over to the gym and face Koga. Politoed is able to live a Boomburst, allowing Swampert to come in for free in the Rain and finish off the Swellow. We're then able to live a Bug Buzz and take out the incoming Selgor. Unfortunately, Iron Valiant then takes us out, but we're able to switch in Palafin into Gyarados for the Intimidate. And now when we net switch in Palafin, he'll be Hero Mode. Switch in Jellicent on the Greninja, live a Dark Pulse. Then switch in our own Greninja on the Dark Pulse. They land a Hydro Pump, but we're able to take it out in return. Politoed resets up the Rain on the Drapion. We let our Politoed go down, switch into Palafin, do massive damage with Liquidation and finish off the Drapion. We're then able to do big damage to the Toxtricity with our Palafin's Aqua Jet and finish it off with Greninja. After defeating Koga, we head down to the Seafoam Islands and face Price. We let our Politoed fall asleep to the Jinx, meaning we get a free switch into Greninja. Unfortunately, Jinx is regaining health thanks to the dry skin, but Greninja is able to do decent damage and finish off the Jinx. Arctozolt then comes in. We unfortunately go down to a Freeze Dry, but we're able to get big damage off from Swampert and then finish it off with Palafin. In comes the Cloyster, in which case we switch to Jellicent, so it can't hit us with Liquidation. We get a couple of Scalds off and force it out into the Walrein. The Walrein Toxics us, and so we start clicking Ominous Wind, hoping for a boost. Unfortunately we don't get it, so we switch into Palafin on the Walrein, click Drain Punch a couple of times and finish it off. Now the wall rains down, the Backscaler comes out. We don't take it out in 1, but we do take it out in 2, which costs our Palafin. Next we send Politoed back out as the Glalie to reset up the rain. We live 2 hits, switch into Tauros for an Intimidate, click Close Combat on the Glalie, and finish off the Cloister with another Close Combat. After beating Price and obtaining his choice Scarf, we head over to Jasmine to obtain the choice Band. Politoed is able to set the Drizzle and break Steelix's Sturdy, allowing Swampert to come in, take out the Steelix, take out the Aggron, take out the Melmetal, take out the Duraludon, and take out the Durant, unfortunately going down to the Samurott. But thankfully our Tauros can come in and finish off the fight. After beating Jasmine and obtaining our choice band, we head to the front of the mansion and face May. We set up the rain with Politoed and switch into Swampert on the Solrock and finish it off with Liquidation. We then take out the Flygon, but switch out on the Breloom to our Gyarados. Our Gyarados being asleep, we switch out into Tauros, intimidate the Breloom, and start hitting Zen Headbutt to outdamage it. Tauros is able to beat the Breloom, forcing in the Manectric. We have a free switch to Swampert on the electric move, forcing in the Relicanth. Once again, because it's got a choice band, we're able to freely switch into Jellicent, take any hits, and not take any damage. Manectric comes back in, so we switch back to Swampert and finish the fight. After obtaining the secret key from the mansion, we make our way to Blaine's gym. In this fight, the main issue was keeping the rain up, because once the Mega Charizard Y comes in, it can reset the sun and make it so that my water moves are half as effective. Thankfully we keep Politoed alive, which means we're able to reset up the rain once the Charizard comes in, and we're able to deal with all of Blaine's Mons relatively easily, as we're able to hit them for super effective damage and halve one of the stabs. Swampert is once again a key figure in this fight, thanks to its Swift Swim. After defeating Blaine, we head over to Cerulean Cave and fight the back-to-back admin battle. We break Mamosyn's Focus Sash and take it out with Mega Swampert. We take out the Mimikyu, taking a bit of damage in the process, and finish off the Durant, living with 57 HP. We switch out on the Houndoom, because it's going to click Sucker Punch, and then Tauros is able to finish it off with Close Combat. We then have the Hattrem team, which unfortunately is able to set up a Trick Room, so we switch into our Jellicent and start stalling it out by clicking Ominous Wind and Recover. We do get a boost, but this forces in the Honchkrow, which unfortunately takes us out with a Night Slash. Tauros is then able to come in on the Honchkrow, do big damage, but unfortunately go down, allowing Palafin to finish it off. Gyarados comes in on Mawile, unfortunately goes down, but allows Palafin to come in on Hero Mode and finish it off, and then take out the remaining Rhyperior. We then make our way to the end of Cerulean Cave and face Giovanni. Once again, Dragapult just clicks Spirit Shackle and takes out the Tapu Lele, and we're able to switch in Greninja on Mewtwo's Psychic move. We're able to Dark Pulse the Mewtwo and force it into its Mega Stage, unfortunately going down to a Aura Sphere, but Salamence is able to do a bit of chip damage, allowing Swampert to come in and finish it off. Swampert's then able to click Liquidation in the rain take out the Excadrill, leaving just the Tyranitar and the Celesteela. We reset up the Rain again, switch back into Swampert, and finish off the fight. We then head down to Viridian City to fight the 8th Gym Leader, Claire. We break Aerodactyl's Focus Sash with Flip Turn, allowing Swampert to come in and finish it off. We Power Up Punch against the Dragonite to avoid Weakness Policy, and then finish it with an Ice Punch. Click Ice Punch on the Roaring Moon, take it out in one. Earthquake the Magearna, Earthquake the Gouging Fire, and Ice Punch the Naganadel to finish the fight. Up next are two rival fights, the first one against our first rival, who we met in Professor Oak's lab. Gyarados is able to do some work, allowing Tauros to switch in. We're able to get a hit off on Venusaur, do massive damage, and take it out. We're then able to switch into Greninja after Sneasel takes us out. Switch into Palafin on a close combat, take the hit, switch back into Politoed to set up the Rain, get in Swampert on the Staraptor and outspeed and take it out. We're then able to take out the Kingambit with Earthquake and Power Up Punch, take out the Darmanitan with Liquidation, take out the Iron Bundle with Earthquake, and finish off the remaining Sneasler. After that rival fight, we have another rival fight, this time against Brendan. Greninja is able to finish off the Deoxys and allow our Swampert to switch in for free. We avoid the flinch from the Jirachi and take it out, but unfortunately we don't have enough damage to take out the Huntail, and it takes us out. Greninja is once able to switch in and finish it off. Palafin's then able to come in on the Zapdos. We switch in Gyarados, unfortunately activating the Defiant boost, but thanks to the recoil, Palafin's has enough damage to take it out. We're then able to also take out the Landorus, but go down to the Sceptile. Tauros is able to get good damage off on the Sceptile, unfortunately going down, but Greninja is able to switch in, live, and finish it off. We make our way through Victory Road, and this is our team to face the Elite Four. We have a Volcanion with Water Absorb, a Greninja, of course our Mega Swampert, our Politoed with Drizzle, our Tentacruel with Liquid Ooze, and a Gyarados. Our first match is against Lorelei and her Ice team. We use Greninja's U-turn to send out Politoed and set up the Rain. We're able to set up Dragon Dances with Gyarados because Ninetales is going to prioritise resetting up the snow. We are able to focus down the Ninetales, preventing the snow and the boosts accompanied with it. Tentacruel was able to set up some Toxic Spikes, which puts Lorelei's team on a timer. We are taking a lot of damage though to our team, but thanks to Gyarados' Intimidate, Baxcalibur isn't as much of an issue. We're able to Earthquake and live thanks to the Intimidate. Out comes the Abomasnow, so we switch back into our Politoed to reset up the Rain. We're able to take out the Baxcalibur. Unfortunately our Politoed then goes down, but Swampert's able to switch back in. We're able to do massive damage to the Calyrex, almost taking it out. Unfortunately the Poison Tip finishing it off. Volcanion's then able to come in. We're able to finish off the Abomasnow, and then we can 1v1 the Rotom. Up next we have Bruno, and Tentacruel shows why it is such a good mon. We're able to break Infernape Sash and then get big damage off on Zacian, unfortunately going down to a wild charge. Greninja's then able to come in and finish it off, so it's no big deal. In comes Lucario. We're able to set up the Rain with Politoed and switch into our Mega Swampert to take it out with an Earthquake. We're then able to take out the Urshifu, taking a bit of damage in the process. We almost one-shot the Komodo. We live a Clanging Scales thankfully and finish it off. We're then able to take out the Infernape. Unfortunately the Iron Valiant now outspeeds us. Takes out our Gyarados with a Thunderbolt. Thankfully we live with Volcanion and take it out with a Sludge Bomb. Against Agatha we once again lead with Politoed, flip turn into Swampert. We Mega Evolve, do big damage to the Marshadow and the Zoroark, finishing them off. Managed to take out the Roaring Moon with 2 Ice Punches. Unfortunately we don't take out the Goldengo, but we bring it down low enough where Greninja can finish it off. We're then able to switch into Volcanion on GU and take it out. Gengar unfortunately takes us out in return, but Greninja is able to switch in Dark Pulse, flinch and take it out. Our final Elite Four member is of course Lance. Tentacruel is once again the lead to prevent rocks getting set up on our side of the field. Unfortunately we go down, but Politoed is able to come in and finish off the Aerodactyl. Swampert's then able to switch in. We're able to finish off the Dragonite with Ice Punch. Almost one-shot the Melmetal, but get a free power-up punch. Take out the Iron Jugulis with Liquidation and force in the Dialga. We almost take out the Dialga in one. Unfortunately Volcanion is not fast enough to outspeed. So we have the Roar of Time game, in which we go out into a random mon every time. We switch in Politoed on a Roar of Time to set up the Rain, allowing Swampert to come in and finish off the Dialga. We hit an Ice Punch on the Salamence, switch in Gyarados, and it dies to Recoil. After beating Lance, we just have the champion. We're able to set up a Dragon Dance with Gyarados, do big damage to the Pheromosa, and force in the Eternatus. We Ice Fang to take it out. We Ice Fang the Yveltal and take it out. The Mega Metagross comes in. Unfortunately we do not one-shot, but we do massive damage, allowing Politoed to come in, serve the Rain. Get a Scald on Miraidon. We're able to switch in Swampert, click Earthquake and take it out. We finish off the Metagross, and then all that's left is the Ditto. My Swampert's better than his, so we win the fight. That was the water run done. All in all, it was quite an easy one because of Mega Swampert, but I hope everyone enjoyed, and goodbye.